Hello everyone. I hope you are in best of your health and spirits. So I welcome you in session 2 of prelims practice question series on Lakshmikant. I am Purti Garg, a national memory champion and a UPSC mentor. So we have already covered chapter 1, that is historical background, in session 1. Today we will be learning about chapter 2, that is making of the constitution. And I have also started a series on art and culture, Nitin Singhania's book. So if you have not watched those sessions, please have a look at them as well. So we have already covered question number 1 to question number 10 of Lakshmikant in session 1. Today we will be starting from question number 11 in this session. And yes, you can follow me on Telegram and Instagram. Search Sampurti Memory Booster and you can follow me there. I am uploading some updates and some practice questions also. So you can follow me there. Also, please like the video if you are finding them helpful, share them with your friends and subscribe the channel if you have not done it yet. So starting with today's question, the first question for today is the idea of a constituent assembly was put forward by. The options are B.R. Ambedkar, M.N. Roy, B.N. Rao or Jawaharlal Nehru. You can pause the video, solve the question, take your time. I am telling you the correct answers here itself. And please do not forget to write your score in the comment section below. The correct answer for this question is option B, that is M.N. Roy. The idea was first put forward by M.N. Roy. He was a pioneer of communist movement in India. And then in 1935, INC also officially demanded a constituent assembly, and it was the first time when the constituent assembly was officially demanded. Okay. Then in 1938, Jawaharlal Nehru, again on behalf of the INC, declared that the Constitution of Free India must be framed without any outside interference by a constituent assembly elected on the basis of Edelfranchisee. So these were some additional points I wanted to tell you. Moving to second question for today. The demand of Constituent Assembly was accepted by the British government in. The options are August Offer, Cripps Mission, Wavell Plan or Cabinet Mission. So again you can take your time, pause the video, I am telling you the answer. The correct answer for this question is option A, that is August Offer. So that I am giving you the answers here itself also so that you can track or you can check your answer. Now, the demand of Constituent Assembly was accepted by the British government in August Offer of 1940. In 1942, after the proposal was accepted, then in 1942, Cripps Mission was sent to India, but it was rejected by the Muslim League. Then again in 1946, Cabinet Mission was sent to India, where it rejected the idea of two constituent assemblies, but then it put forth a scheme for the constituent assembly which more or less satisfied the Muslim League. So when Muslim League was satisfied, finally the constituent assembly was constituted in November 1946 under the scheme that was formulated by the Cabinet Mission Plan. Question third for today. Consider the following statements with respect to the Constituent Assembly. The first statement says, the representatives of each community were elected by members of all the communities in the Provincial Legislative Assembly. Second, the voting was done by the method of proportional representation by single transferable vote. And third, the representatives of princely states were nominated by the heads of the princely states. Which of the above statement or statements is or are correct? The options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only or all the above. So read the statements very carefully, pause the video, solve the question, take your time, I am telling you the answer. See, the first statement is wrong over here because it says the representatives of each community were elected by members of all the communities in the Provincial Legislative Assembly. This statement is wrong. Statement 2 and statement 3 are correct. So the correct answer for this question will be option B, that is 2 and 3 only. Now we need to know why statement 1 is wrong. Statement 1 is wrong because the representatives of each community were elected by members of that specific community only. But here in this question it says that each community, the representatives of each community were elected by members of all the communities, which is wrong. So they were elected by that specific community only. So first statement is wrong. Second statement is correct. The voting was done by method of proportional representation by single transferable vote. And the third statement is also correct. As the representatives of princely states, they were nominated. That means Constituent Assembly was partly elected and partly nominated. Okay. And also, just to remind you, Constituent Assembly had 389 members in total, out of which 296 they were from the British India, whereas 93 seats they belong to the princely states. Right. Question number 4 for today. Identify the correct statement or statements from the following in context to the Constituent Assembly. So if you can see that we are trying to cover complete topic of Constituent Assembly through different questions so that we can cover each and every important point. Right. So statement 1 says it comprised representatives of all sections of Indian society including women of all these sections. Second statement says Mahatma Gandhi and Muhammad Ali Jinnah were not a part of the Constituent Assembly. Options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 or neither 1 nor 2. So again pause the video, solve the question. I am telling you the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is option C, as both the statements given are correct. So option C, as you can see over here, the Constituent Assembly comprised representatives of all the sections of the Indian community and it included women also. There were around 15 women in the Constituent Assembly at that time also. And this point is very important. Mahatma Gandhi and Muhammad Ali Jinnah, they were not a part of the Constituent Assembly. Next question. Select the correct statement or statements from the following with reference to the working of the Constituent Assembly. So the first statement says Dr. Sachidanand Sinha was elected as the temporary president of the Assembly following the Russian practice. Second statement says Sir B.N. Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor to the Assembly. Options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 or neither 1 nor 2. So again take your time, solve the question. The correct answer for this question is statement B, that is statement second, that is option B, 2 only. Because if you read the statement carefully, you can see that it was not by Russian practice but by French practice. So that's why I'm telling you, read every statement very carefully. Dr. Sachidanand Sinha was elected as the temporary president, but it was by not by Russian practice but by French practice. Right. Second statement is correct, as Sir B.N. Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor to the Assembly. So the correct option over here is option B. Then finally Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president and H.C. Mukherjee was appointed as the vice president. Next question. Which of the following statement or statements is or are correct with respect to the objectives resolution? First statement says it was moved by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946. Second statement says it was adopted by the Assembly in 1949. And third statement says its modified version forms the preamble of the present constitution. The options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only or all the above. So read the statements carefully, pause the video, solve the question. I am telling you the correct answer. Over here, the first statement is correct as it was moved by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946. But the second statement is wrong because objective resolution was adopted by the Assembly in 1947 and not in 1949. So this is wrong. Third statement is correct. So the correct answer is option C, 1 and 3 only. Right? As it was adopted by the Assembly in 1947. Next question. Which of the functions mentioned below were performed by the Constituent Assembly? First statement says it adopted the national flag. Then it adopted the national anthem. Third says it adopted the national song. And fourth statement says it ratified India's membership of the Commonwealth. So options are 1, 2 and 3 only, 2, 3 and 4 only, 1 and 4 only or all the above? So the correct answer for this question is option D, as all the above statements are correct. Right? So option D is the correct answer. National flag was adopted on July 22, 1947. National anthem was adopted on January 24, 1950. National song was also adopted on January 24, 1950, and it ratified India's membership of the Commonwealth in May 1949. Next question. Which of the following pair or pairs is or are correctly matched? Union Powers Committee, Provincial Constitution Committee, Rules of Procedure Committee and Drafting Committee on one side, and the other side the options are Sardar Patel, B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru and Rajendra Prasad. So the options are given to you. Take your time, read the statements carefully, means match the columns very carefully. The correct answer is C for Union Powers Committee, that is for first statement, the correct answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. That means C option. For second, Provincial Constitution Committee, the correct answer is Sardar Patel. That means A option. Rules of Procedure Committee, Rajendra Prasad, option D. And finally, Drafting Committee, it was by B.R. Ambedkar. That means B. So the correct order is C, A, D and B. That means C, A, D and B. So option A is the correct answer. Right. And if you remember, for other committees also, Union Constitution Committee was again by Jawaharlal Nehru. States Committee was also by Jawaharlal Nehru. Steering Committee was by Rajendra Prasad. And Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities and Tribal and Excluded Areas was by Sardar Patel. So these were the 8 major committees of that time. Next question. Identify the correct statement or statements from the following with respect to the Constitution of India. First statement says the Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949. Second statement says the Constitution was enacted after the preamble was enacted. And the third statement says the original constitution had 12 schedules. So the options, statement 3 said this. Options are 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, and 1 and 3 only. So read the statements carefully, solve the question. I am telling you the correct answer. The first statement is correct, as the constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949. The second statement is wrong, because the constitution was enacted before the parliament was enacted. First the constitution was enacted, complete constitution, then only at the last preamble was enacted. And the third statement is also wrong, because presently we have 12 schedules, but the statement says the original constitution. So the original constitution had only 8 schedules. So option A, that means 1 only is the correct answer. Okay. And the constitution as adopted on November 26, 1949, it contained a preamble, 395 articles and 8 schedules. Last question for today. January 26 was chosen as the date of commencement of the constitution to celebrate civil disobedience, individual satyagraha, Purna Swaraj or Quit India movement. So this is a simpler one. The correct answer for this question is option C, that is Purna Swaraj. On January 26, 1930, Purna Swaraj was held. So the correct answer is option C. It was on January 26, 1930 that Purna Swaraj Day was celebrated following the resolution of the Lahore session of the INC. So with this we complete all the 10 questions and chapter 2 of Lakshmikant. So tomorrow we will be discussing chapter 3, that is salient features of the constitution. So keep watching the series, do not miss any session, as it will help you master complete Lakshmikant. So stay tuned, have a good day, thank you. And yes, do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.